Are you okay? Sorry, dog. That sucks. Yo, yo. Wait, I gotta turn Kid Cudi down 1 sec. What's up, dog? Your mic's a little cooked. I see. Oh, it's the noise canceling. That makes sense because it's like I can clearly hear you, but just some things like clip out of your voice. It takes like little parts out of your voice because like the noise will peak and then it'll delete the audio. Jump scare my ass. Right now, so if I'm low energy right now, what I'm doing is I'm uploading a bunch of shorts so that when I go live, I'll have a bunch of advertisements for the live button. Of no, I'm just doing right now. I feel like right now would be good because it's weekend before finals, so I think that a lot of people want to have some shit in the background. Dude, I did. I studied hella and I still fucked it up. I studied all week, man. No, I just I had a final. This so finals week is just starting. They started it as early as they possibly could. They started my fucking final. No, I had Saturday at 1 p.m. Like this, the first day of final. Isn't that fucked up? So I got 0 days of well, not 0 days of study time because I just used that last week of study time. But still, like I could have had a whole ass another week for it. But it was my fault. I forgot this equation. I locked in for most of the exam, but I forgot this fucking equation that was like crucial. It was like step one for this fucking Euler buckling. No, bro, you know what it was? It was pi squared EI cubed over 384, which is a specific number, EIKL. How could you imagine I forgot that? It's so easy. I should have put that shit to a holiday jingle, man. True. It's a skill gap that I didn't just solve like some math, solve some equations. Oh shit! Fundamental theory of the universe. I kind of get this. Jotted down. So it's buckling, right? So what that equation does is it tells you at what point will that pillar hit a critical failure of like having this point load onto it, and then that starts a cascading thing of a bunch of different a bunch of different small bending failures result in this like spaghettiing of the thing that gets crushed. It just unravels and it hits a critical point and then it does all of it at once, right? So the thing about like steel failure is it's not as gradual as something like a timber failure, because like timber failure is a weaker material, so like it'll slowly break depending on how like the forces are on it, but a steel just goes all at once it hits a critical breaking point. And so that equation is talking about like So what it's talking about is the KL at the bottom is K is it's like an equation that we don't have to derive. They give it through through a table, but it's dependent on the column. So it's dependent on the way the column is supported, right? So that is effective length. That's just like if you have a column that's supported with like 2 pins versus a column that doesn't have a pin at the top, something like that, right? So it's like unsupported at the top or supported. They have different effective lengths. So you put that next to the length, right? That's why it's KL, and then that is squared because some bullshit. And then E is the glibly gloop. E is the modulus of elasticity. So it's like just a big ass number for how bendy an object is, and then you put that next. For example, like wood is like 100, steel is 29,000. So that number gets like crazy big if it's steel, crazy small if it's a stick of spaghetti, right? And then what is next? That E is the moment of inertia. So how does an object resist bending? So how you can imagine this is like a rectangle. If you try to bend a ply like a 2x4 vertically, yeah, you want the long thin side if you want to bend it, right? A moment of inertia is the guarding principle behind why it's harder to bend that one way than the other. So you want to keep that in mind for the beam, right? How hard is this beam to bend? A beam that's like 40 inches long, 40 inches wide is super hard to bend because there's just a big ass beam. Whereas something that's like 100 inches wide and 1 inch thick is super easy to bend. So that's what that equation does, and then all of that works out to the critical point at which the steel will start bending. Dude, and then 384 out of nowhere. Also, you know what I had to do? I knew the equation, but I didn't know how to pull E out of it. I had to solve for I. Sorry, I had to solve for I. Do you know how deep that I is in that equation, man? And not only that, I had to add 2 of them. There were 2 of these equations because you pull one out of a book for equations on a beam loading. Oh my god, I cooked it. I was so close to like acing that because I did. I had it. I just fucked it up at the end. I should have. I don't know. I should have gone over it before I went into the class or something like that to get it fresh in my brain. But I wasted my time before class. Like before the exam, I mean to say. The whole week I studied crazy. Whatever. I got 2 more, but they're not very hard. They're my English, and I have to do a portfolio. Or it's 3 more actually. It's my English, my government, and my tech class. Tech class is annoying. I have to get that out, but I'm giving myself a break. Like I'm not gonna do shit for this weekend. I'm just gonna start on Monday, like a work week. But I got to do my tech, I got to do my government, and then I got to do my English portfolio. So the portfolio is just like gathering shit together in a small essay. Not too bad. Yeah, then we're done. And so that's why I'm gonna start going crazy on streaming because I'll have a break, and this is like my last chance before I commit to schooling, right? Like this is my last chance. I'll have like a third, or not last chance, I guess, but like I'm gonna be in summer school and stuff, and so like for a while, this is my opportunity. Yeah. Unless I get like the Buddha mentality and like nothing matters to me for like a little while, I just like do like 19 things at once. Yep. Yep. I mean, that actually wouldn't be too bad because streaming. Hopefully, I would be in a comfortable situation. It's only bad if I'm like solo streaming, or like if I'm like, like have you ever like recently I played like a game, a streak of League of Legends games where I was just like, man, I'm not having fun. That would be a bad stream to watch, and that would be a bad time if I like got done with a bunch of homework and then I had something like that. Like that would crush me. Yeah. So streaming would be a fun hobby, but I don't know if I could do it like 100% of the time. I think doing it during my free time during school would be a good balance, hopefully. But I gotta get it started. That would be innovative. That would be awesome. Just like yeah, photoshops themselves in it. Dude, I'm right here. I'm right here. And then you can like make clips of just like, wait, who is this guy? Like, how? Why did they invite him onto the stream? Yeah, because most Kai Cenat clips are circulated through other accounts, right? So there's no filter for them. So you could like if you just jack that and then just live be like Kai Cenat daily. It's like he just started inviting this dude randomly, and then like make it. Oh, that'd be so funny if one of our accounts is just Kai Cenat fan clips, self insert. Wait, Dylan, you might be a genius. Understandable. All right, I'll talk to you later, man. Bye bye. Damn.